Mycket. Det här är alltså ett arrangemang av IOGT-NTO-rörelsen. En rörelse som nog är mer känd för det arbete vi gör inom landets gränser än det arbete vi gör internationellt. Men faktum är att vi har ett ganska omfattande internationellt utvecklingssamarbete, framförallt med fokus på alkohol som ett hinder för utveckling, för det är den analysen vi gör. Alkohol är kopplat till utveckling, eller snarare alkohol är kopplat till bristen på utveckling på en rad olika sätt och på en rad olika områden. Och det är det vi kommer att beröra här idag. Jag kommer att gå över till engelska. To introduce Naomi, Nyalusi, who is working as a project coordinator with one of our partner organizations, IDYDC in Tanzania, in Iringa. So first, Naomi, tell us a bit about IDYDC and what you are doing.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Naomi from Tanzania. I'm working as project coordinator at the certain organization called the IDYDC. IDYDC is an abbreviation of Iringa Development of Youth, Disabled and Children Care. So we are working with the whole community. We are targeting children, we are targeting youth, we are also targeting women and men. We have several projects. We have 5 big projects. We are working with children who are living in a vulnerable condition, including orphans. We are living with them at a certain center called the Upendo Center. For those who are visiting Iringa several times, there is a center called the Upendo Center. So we are living with those children and giving them all those basic needs while we are finding their parents and guardians. But when we are living with those children, we are always telling them about alcohol issues. So we are talking with them about alcohol effects because most of them are coming from the family which have faced family violence because of alcohol. And others are also testing alcohol. So we see that there is an importance of talking with them. Also, we have another project is health. We call it as health department, because it comprises several projects concerning health issues. So we are talking with people about HIV, we talk with people about alcohol issues, we talk with people about malaria issues, and we also encourage men to do male medical circumcision, because in Iringa, most of men do not do circumcision. And Iringa is the second region which is leading in the HIV rates. So we see that there is an importance of talking with people on concerning HIV tests and also talk with people concerning alcohol issues, because alcohol also contributing on the spread of HIV to most of the family. And HIV also is leading to the increase of children in the street. So we see that there is an importance of talking with them concerning all of these issues.
Now, we know, of course, that alcohol is linked to huge health problems in the world. 3.3 million people every year die from alcohol-related issues. If you look at the total burden of disease in society, about 5% comes from alcohol. And alcohol is actually one of the top 5 risk factors globally to bad health and premature death. In some areas, it's even top 3, especially in low-income regions and so on. And I know that IDYDC, some years back, you decided to work more actively with the alcohol issue. So how do you see these health effects in Tanzania?
Alcohol is contributing to many health diseases. Even the Minister of Government has realized that in the national hospital, there are many cases reported there, but the cause is alcohol consumption. There is accidents caused by alcohol consumption. Also, a cancer reported there is also concerning alcohol consumption. even HIV is also, alcohol is contributing much in the spread of HIV because most of people do unsafe sex soon after drunk. We see there is a big problem in health issues.
So what happens in a family if the father, for example, drinks too much? What effects will that have on the family?
We see that many children are running from their home and go to the street begging to people, maybe to give them some money, because now people, like parents, are most consuming alcohol and forgot to provide basic needs to children. So the children see the best way is to go to the street and begging to people to give them money and whatever they need. So children become as people who could afford something to the family. So that's dangerous. So that's why IDYDC decided to make sure that we create awareness to the community, especially parents, to make sure that they reduce alcohol consumption, even to stop, so that they can be able to give basic needs to their children.
So children's rights are effectively impacted by alcohol. How about women's rights?
Women and children are the most vulnerable group, especially when you relate about family violence and alcohol, or children's rights with alcohol. Most of women are being beaten by their husband when they are drunk. And in Ringamo, the most famous alcohol is being made by food, especially maize. So most of men used to take maize and go to sell so they could get money to go to drink alcohol. So when he go back, start fighting with their wives. That's the problem. But even though the father is the one who has done some mistakes, he came and started to react. Why are you complaining to me? I'm a father of the house. So why are you complaining to me? So you can see women have no voice to talk about their issues. That's how it is. Also, even children. When a father is coming to at home, being drunk, he can start to use abusive language, even though not to look even the exercise of their children, whether they have gone to school or not. And not only fathers who are fighting with their wives, but also women who are drunk nowadays are fighting with their husband. That's a problem. That's why IDYDC, we decided to use like community-based approach to reach people.
Yeah, I know that you started this approach a couple of years back, and can you tell me about the first village you started working in? What was the situation like there before you started your work?
Mm-hmm. There is a certain village called Kisinga. Was the very famous village for alcohol consumption, especially the local brew. So they made it by using maize, but previous, that village was very famous in food production, especially maize. And even the whole Tanzania was depending on that village. Unfortunately, that village became as a beggar to the government. They beg for food because they don't have food now. They use that food for making alcohol. They have already used those waste products which have been already made alcohol to litter in the land. So the land has been destroyed because of alcohol. So, because also myself, I'm originated from Wiringa, I know that village. When we started to decide to use community-based approach, during discussion, we decided to go to the Kisinga village as a pilot study. So, after going there, we have a very long discussion with community members. So during the discussion, we included village chairman, village executive officers, we included community development officers, we included influential people, those people who can talk something to the community and the whole community can agree, okay? So also included pastors and Muslim leaders. We took all those important people in the village and make some discussion. We didn't forget alcohol sellers and alcohol producers. because we use like a participatory approach. We need everyone to participate to identify problem and solve the problem. After a long discussion, first we asked them, which problem are you facing? They mentioned like we don't have good roads, we don't have water, we don't have dispensary, people are dying where they are going to the regional hospital, so we have so many problems. So why do you think you don't have all of these? We don't have all of this because we don't have money. So how do you think, how can you get money? We think that we can get money by being employed, or we can get money by employing ourselves. So how don't you took these strategies? You know, we don't have an income and whatever. So we discussed with them to know what is the reason of this which you have mentioned. At the end, we became that they said, we have so many diseases in this village. Most of people do not work because they are HIV positive, so they don't have any power to work anymore. And others have diabetes, others have like pressure problems, blood pressure problems. Most of people mentioned many diseases. So they requested to have a dispensary. After a long discussion, we asked them, what causes these diseases? People said most of them, especially on HIV, they said most of people are used to do unsafe sex, and others have already affected because they stay the whole day in the local bar, having drinks. At the end, they don't have any memory in their head. They go and do unsafe sex. So what's the result? Oh, that's why they get HIV. So what's the reason? They said the reason is alcohol. Okay, so what can we do?
So basically the situation, a village who formerly did a lot of farming in maize, and now the farming almost stopped, and the maize that were produced, they used for alcohol. And the income they got, they used for alcohol for a big extent. So I know when you approach these villages, you work very closely with the community. What is the advantage of that?
We see that there is an advantage because when we started to use this approach, we took as a pilot start to see if it could bring some good result. We see it's good. It brings positive results because everyone participates, even the target group, because if you collaborate with alcohol sellers and alcohol producers, if they know the effect of making alcohol and drinking alcohol, they can decide to do another business, whether to leave alcohol and do another business which can bring some profit to them. Yeah. So that's why we decided to work with alcohol sellers. We said alcohol sellers should be collaborated during these activities, so we can link maybe with microfinance program, so they can change their business and go to do another business.
We should just clarify that the alcohol sellers we are talking about here are not the big breweries and not the big alcohol companies. The alcohol being sold and produced in these villages is homemade alcohol, essentially, that people make and sell from their home. And trying to make these women, it's often women, trying to find other ways of getting income for these women through microfinance project is part of the work that you do. And by working closely with the community, you are hoping to kind of create a sense of ownership, right?
Yes, yeah. You know, when you make people to participate during problem identification up to the evaluation, make people to feel ownership of the project. is rather than going there and saying alcohol is a problem to you, so we should do this and this and this. They should find the alternative way they feel that could bring positive changes in their village. So that's the main issue that we see.
So you had these discussions with the community, and they discussed what can we do. So what kind of activities and what kind of results did you see of this project?
Up to now, which we see that is a result, we have managed to link 69 families to microfinance program, because as an organization we have microfinance program. So we try to link them with microfinance, but they should not do alcohol business. And we do monitoring before they start business and give them loan. And after giving them loan, we do surprise monitoring to assure us that they are doing the business they told us. So the main issue that when you took loan to our office, you should not do alcohol business. So that is the success that we see we have succeeded. And also there is alcohol bylaws. These are laws which has been formulated by the whole member of the villages, because everyone was to give some opinions which law you think that could be effective in our village. This is concerning opening hours and closing hours of those local bars. The other issue which make us to be happy, they put a law which is concerning child protection. So every parent should make sure that his or her child do not carry alcohol to send anywhere. And any child should not be seen around the local club. It's about 100 meters from the local bar. So even those shops which used to be around the local bar has been removed from there to another place.
Okay, so you're happy with this project? The results were good?
Yes, we are happy because previous we have been used the football as an approach to reach the target group, because our target previous was under 25 youth. So we believe that football is being loved by youth. So we can use as an approach to reach youth. It's effective up to now, but how about the community? Because youth are living with their parents. So we're supposed to talk with parents who are doing business in their home. Also, we should talk to guardians who are living with this youth. So if guardian could be aware on alcohol issues, maybe she can take some strategies to make sure alcohol is not being found in the house, or whether to make sure his kid or child is not taking alcohol. Because even children are tasting alcohol also.
I know you have continued working with various villages. You're now working in 12 villages so far?
Yes, we have 12 villages we reached with community-based approach, but these last 3 have no alcohol bylaws.
Not
but
so
the
far.
9th one has alcohol bylaws. So and we are still on progress for these three villages. And
just to explain, bylaws in this case are like local laws in that village that are actually important. We know that to prevent alcohol problems, we need awareness raising that you are working with.
Yes.
But we also need regulation in form of national alcohol laws and local alcohol laws, because that's actually a very important preventative measure.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Naomi. Our time is up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Och tack så mycket för mig. Vi finns i en monter precis bakom er om ni vill mäta mer. Tack.